Continue.
5:52 to go and counting. The Tigers continue to move the chains here, Dan. Now inside the Mountie 35, a false start will push it back to the 30.5. Isaac Whitney, no catches today. He's lined up 1-on-1 against Taekwon Glass. 2nd and 15, shotgun snap. King will take it himself. Tucks it under 30, makes a man miss 20. To the 15, picks up a block inside the 10, and he dives forward to the 9. That'll be a 21-yard pickup, Dan. Move the chains.
Wow. Right there. Not designed, but you got to do some improvisation. Tough word right there.
Almost as tough to bring down King as it is for you to pronounce words here. But, boy, he has me speechless every time that he carries the football, Dan.
He does. I mean, that's the type of stuff he's able to do. Just juke and jive and find that lane.
King swings underneath, and Michael Stallone will be dead to rights in the backfield, a loss of 1, maybe 2. The key early on, 3 catches by him, all behind the line of scrimmage. But, boy, for a guy who's so shifty, you might as well give him a chance.
Yeah, they're giving him a false look that they're not playing man, but they actually are. The cornerbacks are playing a little bit off of him, giving that disguise, hey, go ahead and try that wide receiver screen. But they're all on top of it.
Stallone, 3 catches today, lines up in the slot. 2nd down, Denzel Foster, the halfback, a high snap over King's head. And he'll look to take it himself, still on his feet, looking to the end zone and wings it out of bounds, incomplete. Now 3rd down from the 12. And luckily that wasn't a huge loss for the Tigers or a turnover.
Avoiding a disaster right there.
Yeah.
But Nicholas King, again, showing his ability to get out of trouble right there, rolling out to the near side and just getting that ball away.
Junior Pomey in as the tight end. Michael Boren, the Arizona University commit, he's out. 3 wide set, Stallone, Jawan Thomas, and Isaac Whitney are the men. In the receiving position, obviously Christopher Anderson lines up as the halfback. Mount Sac in a 4-2 look. Play action fake, wings it to the end zone, Whitney's way, and out of the back. No penalty flag, and now 4th and goal as the Tigers drive all the way to the Mount Sac 12, and their drive stalls, and here comes the field goal unit.
Could have gotten away with the pass interference, but not enough. He disguises it well. Used his left hand to keep Isaac Whitney held in check. A little too high, too.
I have no problems going Isaac Whitney's way, but, Dan, didn't you feel like that pass wasn't even really catchable by our stud receiver?
That's the point I would like to bring up as this field goal is.
29-yarder is good, but, boy, the Tigers have to be awfully disappointed. Their drive started at the 25, and they couldn't go any further than the Mount Sac 12.
Yeah, but the penalties. I mean, we saw 2 in that possession there by RCC, but it's things that continue to haunt them, the mistakes, the mental errors. And right there, it was showcased. Penalties are going to hold you back instead of going forward.
Yeah, that was the key during the Grossmont game, as they had racked up nearly 200 yards worth of penalties, and they've been one of the more penalized teams in this season, which has been awfully disappointing, Dan. But one good thing about that King run is it made it a little bit easier for that field goal kicker. Right. Jimmy Camacho now 8 of 11 on field goal tries, and 8 for 8. All of his field goal tries are good from closer than 42.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame the guy for not hitting the ones past 45.
Right. Yeah. This is junior college.
Right.
Well, it seems like Riverside here first quarter offensively, even if the band was playing as they are now, they still probably couldn't find a rhythm as Jimmy Camacho approaches and belts this one away. An end-over-end kick be taken by Vaughns in the end zone. He'll take it out to the 5. Has a convoy 10, 15, zigzags 20, and breaks free to the 30. Riverside, not a good containment there on that kick return. 4:30 to go. Tigers off of a long drive by Mount Sac. They have held defensively and now only trail 7-3 here in the waning moments of the first quarter.
Should be interesting to see what the Mounties come out with. Are they going to go heavy run like they did their first possession, or are they going to air it out now?
Dan Gadino, the Chenoweth crew, along with Nick Rice, joining you here live from Wheelock Stadium. 27-0 are the Tigers in this spot since 2010. They have not lost here in a half-decade. And the Mounties are trying to end that streak along with go to the playoffs, a place they haven't been since 2012. They missed out last season despite a 9-2 record. Handoff goes to Tolbert, who will refuse to go down. And yards after contact has been important here for Tolbert. His breakout performance was a couple weeks ago against, you guessed it, Grossmont College. But here tonight, Riverside's bottled him up. Only one rushing first down for him tonight.
Small in stature, but aggressive in manner. I mean, the guy
Really
gets the ball, and he puts his head down, and he just barrels through.
Yeah, he's a man with a bad attitude. Wouldn't want to face him in a street corner. 7-3, Tigers trail. It seems like Riverside here in the first quarter has been the one back down to a corner as Allo will sling it near side, incomplete, no flag. It's been a chippy first quarter here, Dan. Love it. I love it.
And it's all the hype surrounded behind this game. I mean, again, this is the premier game tonight. The game that everybody's going to keep an eye on. Forget the other games going on. This is the premier game tonight. The number 1 team in the state against the number 2 team in the state.
Well, you could expect this one to come down to the wire as Mount SAC and Riverside have been two of the more illustrious programs over the last decade in California. Obviously, the Tigers' run of 27 consecutive home wins is potentially at its most critical to end here as Mount SAC is threatening up 7-3. They will call a timeout here on a 3rd down and 3. Your takeaway here, Dan, over the first 9 minutes. 3:47 to go. Tigers trail 7-3 on the Riverside Radio Network.
Not much going on, really, other than a slow start by RCC, and they've got to turn up the energy instantly. I mean, I feel almost like the defense is not, as riled up as they usually are here at home. I mean, this is a team that feeds off of their emotion. And tonight, it seems like if they came out just a little bit flat. And, hey, it sort of reminds me of what happened last week at LA Harbor.
They climbed up to a 14-0 lead, right? Remember the two.
And they pump the brakes instantly.
Yeah, they do. Or they just leave their foot off the gas and kind of cruise to the finish line. LA Harbor, only 1-6 this season. We'll get you their update from tonight's game. LA Harbor trying to win their second of their last 3 games. They've really turned that program around and gave us a fight, but obviously not enough for a victory. Riverside, 3 straight games where they've won by at least 15 points.
Right.
And now they're trying to do so yet again against the Mounties here, the number 1 team in Southern California according to rankings, but that is far from a final statistic. 3rd down and 3 from their own 39. A crowd on its feet. Shotgun snap. Allo looking left. Swings underneath. It's caught, but a bone-jarring hit by Jonah Moy that will move the chains.
There you go.
Boy, he'll feel that one tomorrow.
Yeah, despite moving the chains. Maybe that's what they needed. A spark and emotion right there. A huge hit will do that. And let's see now if they're pumped up. Although RCC only sending 4 rushers in that one.
Yeah, peculiar play call. Yeah, absolutely on the 3rd down, but Jonah Moy has been nothing short of impressive. Darrell Morris with his first catch of the season, peculiarly. That comes on a 3rd down and 3. Handoff goes to Hill across the 45. Bust loose out to the far side, outside the numbers, out to the 49, a gain of 6, maybe 7.
Boy, the Mounties are really bringing the run game tonight to RCC. We haven't seen the huge pop. I mean, the 10-plus yard run, but they're getting them in chunks, which is what they need to do and establish the run game.
Amaris Tolbert leads the charge. The 7th-ranked rushing defense in California, 193 yards per game. Allo will take here on a 2nd down keeper, and he's all the way out to around the 47-yard line of Riverside. That'll be a first down pickup there by the quarterback.
Allo, just a sophomore from Carson, California. Hey, he's the type of guy who can run the ball. He's already got 5 rushing touchdowns in the season.
And he's been highly efficient despite the completion percentage. Only 1 interception and 11 passing touchdowns for Allo over the last 4 games. He's the bounce back from Hawaii University. Handoff on a delay. There goes Tolbert, and he's upended after a gain of 1, maybe 2. Riverside has stymied that running game here tonight.
Hey, they're hitting hard tonight, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's already 3 big hits in this drive already. Hey, I guess all those yards are racking up on the ground game, sort of getting them upset, and hey, that's exactly what needs to happen.
Kennedy Sykes into the game along with Tradante Hill. Derek Macon locates to the far hand side. Omaris Tolbert into the game, flanking the quarterback, 2nd down and 9. Allo out of the gun. Riverside showing blitz, and here they come. Back to throw. Allo incomplete, going to Hill, and that'll be a 3rd and 9 now after the incompletion. And really, Allo has been beleaguered by that marginal receiving core.
Right.
The drops have continued to plague the Mount Sac Mounties.
But so far in this game, Allo has had time. RCC in that last play, bringing in some heat, blitzing in some players, but still not being able to get to Allo. Unfortunately for RCC, that receiver there drops the ball.
Yeah, Riverside has been on the field for all of only about 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Hands on their hips. 3 down linemen and a nickel package out for the Tigers. Back to throw. Allo wings it near side. Incomplete. Going to Sykes. Bounce right off his helmet. And he'll look at that one again and again thinking if they were to convert that, they'd be makeable field goal range. A regrettable 3rd down drop by Sykes.
Very regrettable. I mean, not too many people like to test Trayshawn Broughton. You're not supposed to do that. The guy's shut down. Right there displaying his shutdown ability.
Well, Kennedy Sykes, the freshman, only has 3 catches all season. I'm wondering, where is your stud Florida Atlantic University wide receiver? He was nowhere to be found there, not even on the football field for that drive. A peculiar situation here for the Mounties. And as I took a look at the schedule here, Dan, I thought Mount Sac was a very streaky team. Well, they'll put together a solid half, a solid 2 quarters, maybe even a solid couple of drives, but they're not a team that can put together an entire football game. We saw against Fullerton and El Camino that this is a team that can, for 4 quarters, play some real shutdown football.
They could. I mean, this is the type of team that they're ranked number 1 for a reason.
Yeah.
Bottom line is they could play on all sides of the ball. Defensively, they're sound. A team that racks up over 400 yards offensively, and special teams, well, not too shabby. They've held RCC in check on special teams tonight.
King wings it near side, and it's dropped. Intended for Michael Stallone. 2nd and 10.
That's like the 4th time they've gone to that play, and hey, it hasn't really worked out. I think it's time for a different look now.
Now we keep going there until it doesn't work, and that's been one of the issues here for Tom Kraft. His passing game has this season never really taken the level that it had last year when the current West Virginia quarterback, Skylar Howard, was manning this offense a season ago. And that may be a false start against the offense, and indeed it is. Back them back all the way to the 4.
Already the 4th one this game.
Yeah.
4 false starts. I mean, that's very, I want to say uncharacteristic of RCC, but it's been very part of their characteristic. I mean,
yeah,
all season long, it's plagued them, and
it's cost them dearly as they've really had some solid drives erased by penalties, a couple of touchdowns brought back. It hasn't been all that good in the penalty department, worst in California in that category. Denzel Foster will be tripped up after gain of 5, and again, it's City Avena Tama-Avena there on the tackle. Tama-Avena now takes him down, wraps him up, tackle number 3 today, and we're just out of the first quarter.
Instantly a crucial 3rd down early on in the game. Not the situation you want to be a part of, but Nicholas King, we'll see if he's able to bail RCC out of this one.
3rd and 10, play action. King looking deep, fires underneath, and it's caught by Jermel Walker. That looks to be about 4, maybe 5 yards short, and just adds a little bit more on to the punt by Anthony Zamora.
Yeah, not the prototypical drive RCC will ever look for, and it's the penalty that cost him this drive and this possession.
Yeah, you look at it, the 5-yard penalty, and it's 4th and 5 right now. And you think that could have been the difference. But it would have been nice if Isaac Whitney would have run that route past the 1st down marker. Give yourself a chance to move the chains. High snap, Zamora belted away. A deep end-over-end kick will be taken by Aaron Vaughns. No, he fumbled the ball, and it's loose. Ryan Ramirez looks like he's got it at about the 15-yard line. The long snapper Ramirez on for the recovery. That is a 70-yard swing. The referees do call, though, that it was not a fumble. Boy, what a horrific turn of events there for the Tigers.
I wouldn't be able to tell you if that Mount Sac returner touched the ball right there.
Let's go to the replay. Maybe Chenoweth has a replay in store, but, boy, Nevertheless, that was a deep kick by Anthony Zamora. His long is 67 on the season, and boy, did he get all of that punt. What an amazing kick by Anthony Zamora.
You would think with that bad field position, they were backed up behind their 10-yard line. The Mounties would start way in great field position, but not the case here at all.
That'll be a new career long for Anthony Zamora. 62-yard boot and pins the Mounties back to their own 25 as Omarius Tolbert runs for a gain of 3. That'll just about do it for the first quarter. Dan Gadino, Nick Rice here joining you live from Wheelock Stadium. 7